Bibliophiles of the internet. My name is Adriana and today I have a lot of new things to show you. First of all, you may have noticed a difference in my setup, maybe a difference in my lighting, my coloring. I'm wearing dark clothing today and that's because I am the proud owner of some new studio lighting. For my 23rd birthday, my parents bought me some studio lighting. That is incredible. I can't believe I get to say that sentence out loud. My parents are so wonderful. They're loving, kind, patient, and above all, they're so supportive. They fully support my booktubing even though they don't even know what that means, and they didn't blink an eye when I asked them to help me out on some studio lighting. So I'm so incredibly grateful and lucky. And if you yourself are researching some affordable studio lighting, I will leave a link in the description down below to the exact set that I bought because I really wish someone had done that for me. But I'm not here to talk about lights. I'm here to bring you my September book haul. Right now I am literally surrounded by little piles of books, so I think I should just get started. The first book I have to show you was a pre-order, and that was Vengeance Road by Aaron Bowman. This is a YA Western, and the main character's father was killed because he knew the secret location of a gold mine, and now she's out for revenge on his killers. That's basically all I need to know. I think this is going to be a fantastic book, and the only reason I haven't read it yet is because I just finished reading Walk on Earth a Stranger in August, so I kind of want to let the dust settle on that one first before I get into this one. The next book I have to show you is Princess Gambit by C.S. Picot, which is the second book in the Captive Prince trilogy. Clearly, I've already read this book and oh my god, I can't even tell you how I feel about this story. I am so sensitive, fragile, broken, compromised. I'm just dead. You are looking at someone who is dead inside. I have gone beyond the grave. I don't even know who I am. I just love this book so much, I can't even talk about it anymore. After that, I got George by Alex Gino. This is a children's book about a young trans girl who wants to be Charlotte in Charlotte's Web in her school's production of that play, and it's beautiful and wonderful and so important, and I would highly, highly, highly recommend it. Then I got the UK edition of Steelheart by Brandon Sanderson. I actually read this book when it first came out, but I had the US hardcover edition, which is slightly atrocious, so I sold that one and bought this one instead. And spoiler alert, I already pre-ordered Firefight in this edition as well. Then I pre-ordered the paperback edition of The Walled City by Ryan Groden. Ryan Groden is the author who wrote Wolf by Wolf, and that will be released later in October, and I read an arc of that book and I really enjoyed it, so I thought I would buy her first book, which is The Walled City. I have literally no idea what this book is about, but I'm so down. After that, I made a completely unnecessary purchase. Look, here's the thing. I bought the UK edition of The Song of Achilles, even though I really don't need this book since I have a perfectly fine US edition that I have read and loved, but this book was $4 and it's also my life, so it kind of makes sense. I really don't have anything else to say in my defense, so I'm just gonna move on. Then I got a copy of Under the Lights by Dahlia Adler. This copy was actually sent to me by the author herself, who was giving away extra arcs that she had lying around, and so you can buy this book. It has already been released, but like I said, this was just an extra arc that she was giving away. In fact, she was hosting a Twitter giveaway for her extra arcs, and I was just about to enter that giveaway when she sent out another tweet that said, if you are a queer vlogger or blogger, just shoot me an email and I will automatically send you one. And I was like, girl, you called. So I emailed her and we talked a little bit about queer representation and queer vloggers, and she very gladly sent me this book right away, so I can't wait to read it. All I really know about this book is that it's about queer ladies in Hollywood, and that's really everything I need to know. Also, she sent me this signed bookmark, which is just so nice. After that, I got Santa Olivia by Jacqueline Carey. I heard about this book from Ivan at Sona Azra, who is the light of my life. I love him so much. He's one of my favorite human beings on this entire planet, and he got me to buy this book with just 3 words: lesbian, werewolf, superhero. Boom. I keep saying this, but that's literally everything I need to know, and I am definitely reading this book in October, and I will let you all know what I think. After that, I basically cleared off 20 or 25 books from my shelf and I sold them all, and then I got store credit, which allowed me to basically buy even more books. So I really took advantage of that, and I saw it as a chance to buy some books that I have read but I don't own. The first is The Bitter Kingdom by Ray Carson. So with this, I have finally finished collecting the Girl of Fire and Thorns trilogy. I own them all. I own them all in paperback, and I bought them all used, so I call that a success. Then I bought the first and second book in the Blood of Eden trilogy by Julie Kagawa. I read this entire trilogy last year and I really loved it. This is one of the only vampire stories I would very, very highly recommend. I loved it so much. I would love to reread it one day, and that's why I bought these. A while ago, I actually did a spoiler-free trilogy review for this entire trilogy, and I will link that down below because I'm still insanely proud of that video to this day. And finally, the last book I got with my store credit was Ancillary Justice by Ann Leckie. You all know, or I hope you all know, that this is the first book in what may very well be my favorite trilogy of all time. I am so excited for Ancillary Mercy, which is the third and final book, and that will be coming out on October 6th, the day after my birthday, and I've already ordered that book, so now when it comes through, I will have the entire trilogy. Then I bought a secondhand copy of Fingersmith by Sarah Waters. A ton of you have recommended Sarah Waters as a great go-to author in terms of someone whose books are all about queer ladies all the time, and I know this is one of her most loved books. This book is historical fiction, and the main character is an orphan who's grown up around thieves. That's really all I know about the story. I also know that Nicole from Wolf's Whistle really loves this book, and so I will definitely love this book. Next, obviously, I pre-ordered a finished copy of Walk on Earth a Stranger by Ray Carson. I've read this book, I've reviewed this book, I will link that review down below, and I could not be more pleased with this finished copy because it is just stunning. Then I also pre-ordered Smoke Gets in Your Eyes by Caitlin Doughty. This is nonfiction, and I've been wanting to read this book for so long. It's basically about Caitlin Doughty's experience working in a crematory and just the funeral industry in general, and I think it's going to be great. Side note, I don't know if it's crematory or crematory, but I tried. Then I pre-ordered Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. I'm sure most of you know exactly what this book is about already, but obviously it's a heist story that's set in the same Grishaverse as Leigh Bardugo's Grisha trilogy, and yes, I'll be the first person to admit that that wasn't my favorite trilogy in the entire world, but in terms of like character growth and the overall story arc, I was really impressed with Leigh Bardugo's writing, and so I'm very interested to see what's going to happen in this story. And of course, if you've been watching my videos for a while, you know that I read the entire Grisha trilogy with Penelope from Penelope's Picks, and yes, we will be buddy reading Six of Crows in November. It's going down. Then I got another new release which I'm really excited about, and that is The Dead House by Dawn Kurtajik. Basically, this is a horror novel. I think it's about a case of possession where there may be two souls living in one girl's body. Also, this physical book is so cool because outside it is the US edition, and beneath the dust jacket is the UK cover. Then I got a secondhand copy of You by Caroline Kepnes. It's kind of funny because the day I uploaded my recommendations video for Unconventional Books, this book came in the mail, so it's kind of like fate. I have to read it, even though I was the one who ordered it, so it's not really fate, but I'm still really pumped about this book. This is like a creepy thriller type of novel, and it's told from the perspective of a stalker, and we're basically in his mind as he follows the object of his obsession, and I have no idea what happens, but I think I'm going to love it. Honestly, the creepier a story is and the more twisted and messed up it is, the more I freaking love it. Penultimately, I bought a secondhand edition of We, the Children of Cats by Tomoyuki Hoshino. This is a collection of Japanese short stories, and they're really weird and strange and haunting, and that's why I love them so much. I heard about this collection from Jen Campbell, and I really have been wanting to read more collections of short stories, especially those that deal with magical realism, and I definitely want to read more Japanese literature, which is why I decided to pick this one up, and so far I've been really impressed by what I've seen. So I'm slowly picking my way through this collection of short stories, and so far I've only read a few, but I intend to read like one a day or or something like that until I finish this book, however long it takes. And finally, I bought the first volume of Blue Exorcist by Kazuo Kato. This series is about a main character named Rin Okumura who evidently has been raised by one of the most famous exorcists of all time, so obviously he wants to grow up to be an exorcist himself, but then he learns that there's demon blood running through his veins, and that kind of poses a problem. I've heard nothing but great things about this manga series, especially from booktubers like Rachel from R. Stu Reads and Sue from Sue's Book Nook, and everyone loves this manga series, so I think it's high time I read it for myself, and I think October is the perfect time to start this series. And I've also requested the next 6 volumes after this one from my library, so I will definitely be reading those. At long last, that was everything I had to show you. Those were all the books I bought in September. What is wrong with me? I really hope you like this setup and this lighting. It's all trial and error at this point, so bear with me, but I'm really happy with how all of this has turned out. In the comments down below, please let me know if you have read any of the billion books I showed you in this video today, or if you plan to in the future, because I would love to hear your take on any of these stories. But that is everything I had for this video today. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed it, and I will catch you on the flip side of the page. Bye.